Hello everyone, I am Surbhi Mishra and today I have came up with a new topic in business communication, that is oral presentations. So today we'll be talking about the oral presentation. What is an oral presentation? What are the attributes of oral presentation? How can we oral presentation designed and developed in PowerPoint slides, and how effectively we can conduct an oral presentation. So let's start with the topic. First, we'll be talking about what is an oral presentation. Let's move towards the next slide and see. Now, an oral presentation is a spoken presentation given in front of an audience. It can be used to convey information, to persuade, to entertain, to teach, and to share information to the general audience or to the public. Oral presentations are commonly used in academic settings, in business meetings, in conferences, and various other formats and public events, right? So here, basically, what is an oral presentation? An oral presentation is about giving a PowerPoint presentation using slides and in a spoken form. So basically, it is as it is mentioned oral, so it is done by speaking only, right? So oral presentation can be used in academic setting. Academic setting here over means that a student is giving any presentation to the teachers, or a teacher is giving a PowerPoint presentations using the uh, terms and concepts in their curriculum and making the student understand, right? So it can be vice versa. Either the student can give some presentation on topic, or teacher might be making the students understand a particular topic or the course curriculum throughout their academic year, right? Other thing is business meetings. In business meeting, of course, the PowerPoint presentation is done for showing the marketing strategy, for showing the progress reports, and for creating or developing some more good sales strategies. So all these things can be done in a business organization using PowerPoint presentations. The next comes is conferences. If somebody wants to say present a paper, present their research publication in some seminars and some conferences. So in that case also we do conferences, or in we can say guest lecture, we can say when we are doing delivering any lecture, we are creating any we can say informative video. So in that case also we can use the format of PowerPoint presentation by using audiovisual slides or PowerPoint slides. Let's see what are the attributes of an oral presentation, like what are the features of an oral presentation. So coming to the first feature is clarity. That means the message should be clear and easily understood by the audience. That means the message which you are using should be clear. The information which you are using on your slide should be clearly understood by the audience. And it should have easy and simple language as well. Next comes as engagement. The presenter should maintain the audience interest through engaging content and delivery. As mentioned, the content which we are using to make the audience understand should be engaging. Engaging, how we can engage the audience? We have discussed in previous sessions that the discussion should be interactive. The session should be interactive. We must invite the audience at the end of the presentation, and we must ask them about their experiences, about their feedbacks, and also we must narrate small stories, or we can some use live examples which are practically associated and connected to the audience, right? The next comes is the structure. The presentation should have a clear beginning, a very good middle of the content should be there, and a very impactful closing, right? A very impactful conclusion, we say. So structured presentation is of such which has a very good opening, throughout the content in the middle is engaging, and a very strong and powerful impact should be there in the end of the session, or we can say in the concluding part of the presentation. Next comes the relevance. So where when we talk about relevance, we are talking about the content should be adequate. The significant, the relevant things should be there in the slides, eliminating the unnecessary information, right? That means you should only include the relevant things. You should only include the significant and important points, deleting the unnecessary information, which is not required. And the purpose is, if there is no purpose of including it, then it might it might act as an obstacle for the purpose of the presentation, because your purpose is to define a particular concept. If the content which you are using is irrelevant, then it hampers the purpose of the presentation. So you have to make sure that you are using concrete and adequate information in your PowerPoint slides. Next is visual aids. We have to take care visual effect of visual aids like slides, charts, videos to support the spoken words. Like if you are using any facts and figures, if you are telling about some statistical data, then there must be a supportive charts. Then if you want to make them understand any example using a video, then there should be a proper format of a video. There should be a proper link mentioned over there, so that the link which you are putting in, you must check that it is an active link, right? There is a proper connectivity, there is a proper connectivity setting over there, so that there can't be any networking issue in playing a particular video, or in making a proper document evident, we can say the documentary evidence with your supporting words can be played well, right? So you have to take care of all those visual aids. Let's see the next attribute. The next attribute is the confidence. Now, you have everything. You have a very good PowerPoint slides. You have prepared it with using very effective animations. Your content is organized. Everything is going very well. Like you have a very impactful conclusion as well. And but the speaker who is going to deliver that content is underconfident or is having a low confidence level. Will he be able to deliver the topic well, as the slides are prepared in a very effective manner? Will the presenter be able to speak it effectively? No, not at all. So what happened here is you have to take care of your confidence level. The speaker who is going to deliver that content must have a good confidence level, and also appear to be confident and knowledgeable about the topic. Anyone cannot go and speak about the topic. The person who is delivering the lecture or is delivering the speech or presentation must have a good and thorough knowledge about the topic, and should appear very, very confident, so as to maintain the credibility and authenticity of your delivery of presentations. And in the same manner, it will result into the proper association and maintaining a good connection with you and your audience. So you have to take care of the very important attribute, that is confidence of the presenter or the speaker. The next is pace, or we can say pacing. The pace is used as a synonym for speed, or we can say time management, right? So you have to make sure that the presentation should be well timed. If you have organized it for 30 minutes, then you make sure that you have to cover each and every mandatory point, including the opening and closing of the presentation. The other things, the other topics, the key facts, the key points which you're going to mention over there is properly sequenced and organized in a manner so that your presentation goes within a stipulated time period. You doesn't need any extra time, right? So the presentation should be well timed, neither too fast nor too slow. You have to make a moderate pace. You have to make a steady pace so as to take care of the comfort level of your audience and give a good time to audience so that they can absorb the information, the knowledge which you are sharing with your audience. So here pace is used just to make your audience absorb the information. If you will go too fast, nobody will going to get what you are saying. If you will go too slow, people will start losing their interest. So to avoid that, you have to take a very moderate pace. You have to take care of your steady pace, right? Moving towards the next point. The next point is interaction. Opportunities for audience interaction, such as question and answer sessions or discussions. So what, as we mentioned in the other session, that the interaction can be done only by involving audience. How we will involve the audience? We'll involve the audience only by asking them for their feedbacks, for their opinions about the topic, what they perceive it, how these particular topic which we are talking about have impact on their lives. Do they have any question or query regarding the same topic, or they want to share some experience regarding the same topic, right? So in that case, we use these strategies in that case to maintain the connect with the audience, to make the audience feel that yes, we are in a good interactive discussion rather than one-way communication, right? As it's a two-way process, if the audience will start losing the interest, the speaker or the presenter will also will be losing the confidence level and will not be able to deliver the session properly and effectively. So if the audience is not going to listen you, then there is no use of delivering any presentation or any speech or lecture, right? You have to make sure that the session which you are going to take with your audience must be interactive and engaging. And at the same time, it should be entertaining also. As we have studied the 3 E's of speaking: effectively, enthusiastically, and entertainingly. So we have to follow the 3 E's of speaking over here as well, right? Moving towards the next point, preparation. Thorough preparation and practice is required to give the smooth delivery of your presentation. So to ensure that your presentation is going to be very smooth and very effective, for that you need to practice a lot. Because as there is an old saying, practice makes a man perfect. So in this case also, the more you will practice, the more confidence level you will have. So thorough preparation and practice is a good tip to follow to give an long lasting and a very strong impact, right? Next comes is the non-verbal communication. So next attribute of a presentation, of an oral presentation, is good use of non-verbal communication. What is non-verbal communication? It is good use of body language, eye contact, and facial expressions. If you are not maintaining a good eye contact with your audience, if you're not maintaining a good body language, you're not showing a good facial expression, then the thing will not work out positively, right? As your words are not going with your facial expressions, your gestures, that means you are not in sync with what you are saying. So you have to take care your facial expression, body language, your posture, and your gestures are following your words, right? So these were the attributes of oral presentation. Let's go with the further slides. Now, we'll be talking about elements of a presentation. Like what are the elements in a presentation? So here we are talking about the PowerPoint presentation. First, we'll see in an oral presentation, what are the key elements? Let's start one by one. Coming to the very first point is introduction. So what things are included in introduction? Let's go and read it out. In introduction, there are four main pointers: the greetings, the introduction of the topic, the objective, and the last one is the agenda. So when we open a presentation, when we start a presentation, we make sure we are welcoming our audience. We must greet our audience, right? So when you are there for any presentation, you start with, if according to the time, good morning all of you, or a very warm welcome to my audience, something like that, right? So this is something we are greeting our audience. The next is we'll introduce them that yes, today we are here to discuss about such and such topic. So you have to give the brief introduction of what you are going to discuss. So now after telling the topic, you will also further add like what the topics will be covered in today's particular session, right? Next is objective. You have to clearly state why you are conducting a presentation. You have to make sure the objective is going to easily defined, right? For example, in academic setting, there the objective of a particular, the purpose of a presentation is to make the people aware what summer internship project you have completed and what were your contribution in the organization. So the purpose here is to give the presentation of your research in your organization, like what contribution you did to the organization. The next comes is the agenda. You have to outline what are the main things you have discussed. For example, as we have taken the example of academic settings of summer internship project. So the here agenda will be the findings and research, like what a student has came up with the topic, what things he have contributed, what was his contribution, what he find out the, what was his research objective, and what he came up with the results. So these are the main agenda. So similarly, it may vary according to topic. So accordingly, you have to decide what is the agenda of your presentation. Is your objective, the purpose of giving presentation is clear and sound or not? So this includes the introduction. Let's move further. Now the second thing comes the body of the presentation. The body of the presentation includes the main point, the supporting details, and the transitions. Let's talk about the main points. Key ideas and information logically organized. That means when we are talking about the body of the content, the body of the presentation, we are talking about the main points. Main points here comes is the key ideas. What are the main ideas you are going to highlight? Are they logically organized, or there are illogical information? If there is some inadequate, insignificant, or irrelevant thing, then your presentation will become a very unorganized and a very messy content, right? So what you have to do is you have to make clear that the information, that the ideas which you are using are logically organized in a very proper manner. The next comes is supporting details. You have to mention the data, like if there is any visual you want to play, you must check that there is a proper support to the main points. Is that video is lacking or deviating from your topic? So in that case, you don't have to mention such visuals, right? When we talk about transitions again here means the pause between the introduction body and the conclusion of the presentation. You have to take a good pause so that audience can grasp the or absorb the information. They must know where you have started, what was the introductory part. Now, these were the content of the topic, and now at the end, the speaker or the presenter has concluded it. So you have to take a very good pause. You have to check the comfort level of your audience, right? Smooth transition has to be taken between different sections and points of your presentation. Now, the third point comes is conclusion. Now, we'll be talking about conclusion as it is mentioned that you have to give a very impactful conclusion in the end. You have to give a very good end so that the audience get persuaded, get encourages to follow that and must be inspired by your presentation. So what does conclusion includes? Conclusion includes summary, the recap of the main points that you must recap that yes, in today's session, what we have covered till now, we have discussed this, and this much of point. Now, in conclusion, you will say, you will give a proper compelling closing statement or you will give your own final thoughts like that. Like, yes, the body language is very important in communication and likewise, according to the topic, it depends, right? You must give a call to action. As I mentioned, your closing should be impactful. So, if applicable, it must persuade audience to do take action, right? So, they must get inspired and must give a call to action. Last comes is question and answer. If there is an opportunity for you to discuss with the audience, you may ask the question and you must ask the question so that to make the audience feel engaged and they must feel that yes, we are the ones whom we are getting so much of importance, we are so much of involved that this session has been conducted for us only. So they are asking for our opinions also, they are asking for our feedback also, we are so important to them. So you have to take the opportunity to ask or to ask for feedback or ask questions. If you must mention that if you have any query regarding this particular topic, you may please come up and clear it now. So you can use such things to give a very strong impact. So this explains the key elements of a presentation. Moving towards the next slide. The fourth pointer in the key elements was, the first was the introduction, second was the body of the content, third was the conclusion. Now fourth comes is visual aids. Like we are using slides, we are using charts and graphs, we are using videos and images. So what visual aids we are using? So we have to take care, are they properly illustrated? Are they providing proper clarity? Is there any discrepancy? If there is any discrepancy in that, then in that case, we have to rectify that, right? Slides are used the slide we are using in the PowerPoint. You can also use, you have to use it because you are giving a presentation over there. The charts are used to, we can say the chart is used to illustrate the statistical data, right? Or any graph. So visual aids include slides, charts, and videos and images. And everything which you are using must be providing clarity and must contain an interesting and easy to understand contents, right? Now next, we'll talk how to create PowerPoint presentation, right? So we'll start with this. Creating an effective PowerPoint presentation involves careful planning, thoughtful design, and attention to details. So now we'll talk about step to step how we can create a PowerPoint presentations, and PowerPoint presentation is created for an effective communication of the information, again to share information, to guide anyone, to entertain anyone, and to persuade anyone, right? So first we'll start with the first point in creating PowerPoint presentation is planning your presentation. First, what we have to do is planning is the first thing. Planning, we can say planning is the very primary function of the management. So in every step of life, everywhere we require planning, because without planning, nothing will be in a organized or a sequential manner. So to present it in a proper manner, in an organized manner, we have to plan it first. So let's start with the first point. What you have to do is you have to define your purpose. If you are going to prepare a PowerPoint presentation, what is the purpose of creating it? Why are you creating a PowerPoint presentation? So clearly identify the goal of your presentation. What message do you want to convey? So here, what you have to do is you have to be very clear, like why are you creating presentation? What is the purpose? What message are you going to convey to the audience? So what do you want your audience to learn? So you have to clear about all these three questions. What message do you want to convey? What do you want your audience to learn, and what is the purpose? Why are you creating a presentation? So firstly, you have to define your purpose. If there will be a clarity in your purpose, you will be giving a very effective answer to it, and you will be designing or developing a very good and powerful content. So the very first mandatory thing is to define your purpose. Now, the other things which come under planning is know your audience. First is define your purpose. Second is know your audience. Now, what does it mean? You have to understand what your how your audience is, what is the need of your audience, what are their interests and level of knowledge and understanding about the topic. Suppose if you are talking about career counseling presentation, you are going for a student of class 10, 12. So they might be not very much aware about the career prospects after class 12, right? So you have to cater to their needs. You have to check the level of knowledge, and accordingly you have to prepare your content. You cannot give a very good, very advanced, you cannot use very advanced vocabulary like you are using for business tycoons, right? You have to check the understanding level. They are kids. They have to make sure that their level of understanding is different as compared to that of business tycoon. So you have to check what interest they are in, where uh, what attracts their interest, how you will be uh, help them to absorb the information which you are providing. So for that, you have to understand your audience, right? Next is outline your content. Now the thing is, you have to create a content according to your uh, topic and also according to your audience base. Like you have to organize points logically, typically with an introduction, body and conclusion. You have to here particularly outline your content, means you have to highlight the basic points which you want to discuss, and you must use a very good cover to it. You must use the important point in a very highlighted way so that it is able to understood by the receiver or by the audience, and you must organize all of your points logically so that there should be a proper organized presentation. From opening of the presentation, we can say from opening of the introduction of the presentation till the conclusion of the presentation, everything should go in a very organized manner. Now, the second point comes under elements of presentation is creating your slides. Firstly, we were talking about the, we can say how to create slide, what to plan your presentation. And now second comes is creating your slides. Now, what we'll do, we'll check how to open PowerPoint. We will open the PowerPoint by using MS Office, any version you are using, and open a blank presentation, right? Then choose a theme. You have to select a theme that matches the tone and subject of your presentation. Go to the design tab and pick a theme or customize your own, right? You can go over the design tab. Like here you can see there is a design tab, and from here Like there is a design tab, and from here you can go and pick a design and customize accordingly. Next is title slide. Then you will create a title slide with the presentation title, your name, any other relevant information like date, organization. If you are having any designation, that is also relevant. So everything is to be put, the main thing should be put on the title slide. Next comes slide layouts. When we talk about creating presentation after design, title and theme, we'll talk about slide layouts. What sort of slides we are using. Use different slide layouts to organize your content. Go to the tab, click on layout and choose from options like title and content, to content, comparison, etc. What sort of layout you are using must be according to your content and its description, right?